What's up guys, welcome to the Sword and Shield Gaming Chess series. Today is a very special day since we're starting the How to Play Chess mini-series today. I will be teaching you how to play chess from scratch, piece by piece. You don't need any knowledge about chess before watching this video. No matter what level you are on, this video will teach you chess in just minutes. Don't worry guys, unlike what others say, chess is not a hard game to learn, and I'm sure you guys can start playing it right after this video. So let's get started. Let me introduce you to basic chess and the flow of the game. First, you need two players to play chess. There are 64 squares on the chessboard, each with alternating black and white colors, like you see over here. The chessboard is the exact same as the checkerboard. Each player controls a set of pieces or an army. One controls the black army and the other controls the white. Both the armies have the exact same pieces but different colors. You take turns playing one piece each turn and try to capture the soldiers or the pieces of your opponent's army to increase your chances of winning. When a piece is captured, it is taken off the board for the rest of the game, and the capturing piece takes its place on its squares. If it all seems confusing right now, don't worry, I'll explain it to you step by step later in the video. There cannot be two pieces on the same square. You win when you kill the enemy king, also known as checkmate. Before we learn how to play chess, we need to learn how to set up the game. Chess has 32 pieces in total. 16 are white, the other 16 are black. You set them up on each side of the board in a specific order, like you see over here. To learn the order, you first need to learn what the pieces are called. Alright, let's start learning about the pieces by starting with the pawn. This is what a pawn looks like. A pawn is like a foot soldier in your army. There are a total of 16 pawns at the starting of the game, where you and your opponent control 8 each. This means half of your army is pawns. This compensates for their relative weakness. The pawn is the most basic piece in chess. It can move one square forward each turn. So this pawn right here can move one square forward. And any pawn over here can move one square, like this moves one square forward. A pawn can never move backward, so this pawn cannot go back to the square. And let's say this pawn moves here next turn, and then he can't move back over here as well. So once it moves forward, it does not go back. But here's the tricky part. The pawn can only capture something if a piece is one square diagonally forward to it. So let's say this pawn moves forward over here. So now he can't kill him or capture him. This piece just cannot move forward. So you cannot move this piece. But let's say my opponent plays, I just play something over here, he plays here, and I play this pawn, and he plays here. Now, if I want, I can capture him. Even though this is not one square forward, I can capture one square diagonally. So I can capture him. And my pawn goes over here. And then his pawn just goes off the board. It disappears completely. It's gone for the rest of the game. And now this pawn can move forward now because there's nothing blocking its way. Let's go back to the starting. So just to make things clear about the pawn, I move one square forward over here. He does the same thing. I play another square forward. Over here, I cannot play here or here because I'm not capturing anything. When I cannot capture anything, I cannot move diagonally. I have to move one square forward like this. And same thing for him. He cannot move over here or here because there's nothing to capture. So he can either move one of his other pawns or just keep moving this. So let's say he moves here. And I can move over here again, but I won't do that. Let's say I play here. Then he plays over here. Now I can capture him. I can go over here, but I don't have to. It's just a choice. Let's say I won't do that. I just play here. He plays here, just playing pawns. And over here, he plays over here. Now, what are the options for this pawn right here? He can move forward one space, or he can capture this pawn, or I can capture this pawn, because it's one square diagonal and I am capturing something. So these are the three options. What I cannot do is I cannot go back or anywhere over here or to the side. I can move forward, I can take this pawn, or I can take this pawn. So let's say I take this pawn. Notice how that pawn goes away and this pawn takes its place. And now he can capture my pawn, because now I am one square diagonally from his pawn, like this. The next piece we will talk about is the bishop. This is a bishop. Each player controls two bishops, one on a light square and the other on a dark square. A bishop can only move diagonally as many squares as the player wants. So this bishop over here is white's light square bishop, and this bishop over here is black's light square bishop. And this bishop over here is black's dark square bishop, and this bishop over here is white's dark square bishop. So this bishop can only move diagonally. So this bishop can go here, 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 all of these squares that I've highlighted. And this bishop, on the other hand, can go to all of these squares over here. And the same for these bishops. They're the same piece. They're just different colors. So this bishop can go over here. And something like that for this bishop as well. So this bishop over here can go over here. And let's see, this bishop goes over here. So there's two differences. First, this bishop can go as many squares diagonally as he wants. So this bishop can go from here to all the way over here in just one move. And the other difference is that the bishops, they can also move back diagonally. So let's say this bishop moves over here, and then this bishop who just came from here, he came from over here, he can go back to the square he started on in another move. And they can do it as many times as they want. The next piece is a knight. It looks like and is sometimes called a horse. Each player starts with a pair of knights. The knight is considered the most complicated piece of chess because of its irregular movement. The knight moves in an L shape. It moves two squares vertically and a square horizontally. So let's say we have a knight over here. So it can move two squares vertically. So let's say it goes over here and then here. And then one square horizontally. So then it can move over here or here. So it kind of moves in an L shape like this or like this. So this knight can go over here or over here. So let's say it goes over here. Alright, and this knight moves over here as well. So now this knight can actually go to all of these squares in one move. Why? I have explained why it can go to these squares. So for these two squares, you just flip the thing. So it goes two squares over here and then one square vertically. So that explains why it goes to these two squares. Now for these four squares over here, it's the same thing, except now it moves two squares horizontally and one square vertically, like an L shape, like this. And the same thing for these two squares. So this is how a knight moves. One special thing about the knight is that it is the only piece in chess that can jump other pieces. What that means is that if there is something in the way of a bishop, for example, it can't go past that piece, even if it is their own. However, the knight can go past pieces that are of the enemy and their own army. For example, let's say there's this bishop over here. This big bishop can actually not move because there are two pawns over here that are blocking its way. So this bishop just cannot move. But the knight, on the other hand, it can go over here as well as over here because it is not blocked by other pieces. So this knight can in fact go over here. Another piece is the rook. It kind of looks like a tower. Each player starts with a pair of rooks. The rook can move vertically or horizontally as many squares as the player wants. So rook over here can move as many squares as it wants vertically or horizontally. So let's say this rook can move over here, or it can also move just one square over here. So let's say this rook moves over here and this rook moves over here. So now it can also move vertically as many squares as it wants. Another thing to note is that a rook can also move backwards like many other pieces. So this rook can also go back right where it started from, 2 moves ago. The next piece is the queen. The queen is what you would get if you mix a rook and a bishop. It can move vertically, horizontally, and diagonally as many spaces as the player wants. The queen is considered the strongest piece a player has because it is also the fastest piece on the board. That's why you only get 1 queen, so you should use it wisely. So this queen over here can move to any of these squares that I'm highlighting right now. So this queen can move over here or over here. It's upon the player where he wants to move the queen. Same with this queen. But just because it can move as many squares as it wants doesn't mean it has to. This queen can just move 1 square over here. So can this queen. So just to recap, this queen over here can move to all of these squares and as many squares as the player wants. This also means that the queen can move backwards. So every piece except the pawn can move backwards. The bishop, the knight, the rook, and the queen, they all can move backwards except the pawn. The next piece is the king. The king is the most important piece in chess. If you lose it, you lose the game. It doesn't matter how many pieces you have captured of your opponents, but if you lose your king, it's game over. The king, despite being very important, isn't very useful at the starting of the game. It can only move 1 square in each direction. Its lack of movement is what makes it so hard to protect. So this king over here, let's say it's in the center. So this king can move only to these squares. So it can only move 1 square in all directions. And yes, it can also move backwards. So that's it, guys. Now you know how to move all your pieces and what they are called. But you guys need to practice moving your pieces, especially your knights. If you forget how a piece moves, don't worry, just come back to the video. I have provided timestamps in the description for you to refer to. And that's it for this video. Next video, we will look at how to set up the board and some special moves. So definitely look forward to that. But until then, please support this series by subscribing. Also, I truly value your feedback, so please let me know what you think about this series in the comments. Goodbye and have a wonderful day.